We are going live, folks. Can you hear us? I think you all can. If you can, send us a little note. Hi, I'm Anita from the Business Exchange and the Techies. I know many of you in the room today anyway, but welcome. It's great to have you here. And also with us, we are bringing to your screens Mirabelle and Jenna from the Workshed in Swindon. Now, in previous years, we have hosted networking breakfasts and find out all about the Techies actually in the Workshed in person. That's a bit of a novelty nowadays, isn't it? But we thought, because we have the capability and we have this great tool that is Hopin, we could give you a virtual tour this evening. So before we move on to that, I want to introduce Mirabelle, who is our Techies judge. She's been involved with the Techies since the beginning, but she's also been involved with the Workshed since its inception. So lovely to see you both, Jenna and Mirabelle. Mirabelle, tell us the story of the Workshed.
So the Workshed is a business incubator and beautiful space which was created as part of a wider plan by Swindon Borough Council to regenerate the area, and the carriage works as a whole, which is a very large building that you might know from walking past it, coming from the station, going down through Bristol Street Tunnel towards the designer outlet and National Trust and so on, that it's a huge building which has been used as an industrial site in the past, an industrial estate. So it's got garages and various other light industrial businesses on the site. We've been working over the last 10 years really in terms of getting to a point where we could purchase the land, because it was Network Rail's ownership. So we had a land swap with Network Rail, and the plan to develop a business incubator as the first part of the site. We are currently working with the University of Bath, which you may have seen in the press recently. And last year we completed the Royal Agricultural University Cultural Heritage Institute, which is 2 doors down from where we're sitting. So we're building up a really interesting mix of key stakeholders and businesses and education on the site, and that gives small businesses within the Workshed a unique opportunity to work with these large educational establishments and to have this great network of and community base around the carriage works. You'll start to see the sort of difference in the building in terms of the street frontage and it being a lot more noticeable over the next 12 to 18 months as we're developing out. But the Workshed itself completed in 2018 and has been this amazing hub of creative and digital businesses that can have small spaces, small enclosed offices, or desk co-working shared areas, and yeah, it's just a lovely community to be part of.
And it's always been a place of innovation, hasn't it? It was some space that Brunel would have used originally, and is all, as you say, you had to take it from the railway and get ownership of the land before you could make the changes that you have. And so you've now created this really great innovative space, and which now is a first for Swindon as well, and Wiltshire, that we have universities working, because that's been one of the criticisms in the past of our county, that we didn't have a university base, and now we've got 2 universities working out of the Workshed in Swindon, which is exciting.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about who's in the building at the moment?
So the businesses that we have on site, we've got White Fluffy Cloud, Integra, who I think may be joining
they are
later. we have is quite a sort of an interesting mix and flow of business, in the sense that that we've had businesses over the last few years who have gone from very small kind of 2-man situations. They've moved into a 4-man office, up into 8, and then to a 15-man office, and then moved on from the Workshed. So there's that kind of dynamic and flexibility in terms of the spaces. We also have, I'm having a mind blank, but Create Studios are based here. So we've got that really nice sort of dynamic young team who are very interactive and just a great team to work with.
And you have a real mixture of businesses that are based with you all the time and have offices with you. And then you also have co-working space as well?
Yes. So we have a large number of smaller businesses, or businesses that come in. They might have an office elsewhere, and then they use the space on an ad hoc basis for meetings and as a sort of central location.
And now we're getting back to it. I expect the co-working spaces, getting more people back in where it's been a bit quiet and everybody's been working from home through the pandemic. I expect you're seeing people really getting back to the centre now.
Yes, I have to say that Jenna is the person who is most sort of interactive and involved with businesses on a day-to-day basis. Because I'm working on the wider carriage works and the construction side of things, I don't always have my ear to the ground as much as I should, and interaction with those businesses. So this is the lady to speak to, really.
Yeah. So Jenna, you joined just after lockdown this year. You've not been with the Workshed very long, have you?
No. So I worked previously. I worked for NatWest for 13 years. Left there and just fancied a change, really, and came to work for Swindon Borough Council. And I kind of sort of fell into this job. And then actually, once I was here, really enjoyed it. And I was sort of temporarily covering. And then just enjoyed it so much that I went for the permanent role. So yeah, I've been here for about 3 months. Yeah, it's a lovely environment. It's the businesses are all great. It's kind of like a little community. Yeah, it's just nice, and it's sort of different, and you see different people every day. It's just a really great space to work in.
I think we're all pining for that at the moment as well, aren't we? To be more connected and to get out there. We're ready to grow our businesses more. We've gone through a time of adaptation, but I think we're ready to kind of get back to some norms as well. So fingers crossed that will continue, and we can get back to people using meeting rooms a lot more often, and to hosting events in person as well. So I think that's the next evolution, isn't it, over the next few months? So yeah, it's exciting. Can I share my screen, because we have something that we can share with you, which gives you a little bit of a virtual tour. Can we all see my screen?
Yes.
So we can take a virtual tour and explore around. So girls, tell me more about this space. What does this do?
So that's our kind of communal kitchen, canteen area, which can be hired as an event space. We also have virtual offices, so we have lockers which are available in that area for smaller businesses, so that they can have the prestige of the address without the cost of an office itself. And with that kind of virtual membership, you can get into that area and have 24/7 access in there. And then coming through into the main offices, and you've got the boardroom to the right, which is one of our main meeting rooms. And these desks to the left-hand side are the dedicated desks, which are membership, where you can have a desk with your company information on the outside of it, and it's yours as a permanent location.
And this is actually where we're sat now.
I had a feeling it was. And then we can go take a tour and go upstairs.
Hopefully this tour kind of gives an understanding of just how open and airy the space is, which I think, particularly with people coming back from kind of COVID lockdown and being at home, it's quite comforting to know that it sort of feels like an outside inside. It's such a big voluminous space. And those are mezzanines where there's desk co-working, and then this was Integra's office on the mezzanine, which is one of the largest offices. So we've got their 750 square foot spaces, which are designed for up to 15 people. This is, again, you stood in the desk co-working, so you can come in and be amongst other creative and digital tech businesses in these open spaces.
Brilliant. I think it gives us a little bit of an overview, really, of really seeing. And the cool thing about this virtual tour as well is that it's actually created by a Swindon company, isn't it? The Carto Group.
Yes. So the Carto Group, they were based here. They've moved on, but yeah, they created our virtual tours, and they've supported on the wider construction work as well in providing survey information, and we've got a bigger virtual tour which covers a larger part of the site, which we've been using and has been so helpful. So this is where tech companies come in and mean that we've been able to continue with construction, because for the professional team to be able to see the site without actually coming to site when lockdown was happening and they couldn't physically get to site, they could see the site and move around it and get a real feel for the detail of it for their design work. So it's been invaluable having Carto Group involved.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's a real showcase, so that people, if they are looking at joining and haven't had the chance to come in the building, they can and get a really good overview. Because we just had a little bit of a peek into the offices of Integra, I'm going to ask Katie Boot, who's also one of our sponsors of the Techies as well, to come on stage. Please, can you share your audio with us? Yay, there we are. We'll get Katie on stage. There she is. Hi,
hello everyone.
Katie. Now we've had a sneaky peek of your office. Tell us what it's like to be there.
Yeah, aptly working from home today. Because Integra are a hybrid company, so we are asked to work where we feel comfortable, whether that's at home to suit around our lifestyle or within Workshed, which is our base. So we've been there for a few years now, actually, and sort of the general feedback of working at Workshed is really good, because perfect location, really good parking, only a few minutes direct walk to the station. And we can also recommend 2 really good coffee shops around the corner. But I would say the thing I like most is, although you do have that base, there are lots of different places within the area that you can work. So if you want to grab a coffee with someone in the kitchen, that's fine. But there's also like quieter areas that you could go to if you needed to take a call or just really concentrate on some work. So you're not just statically staying in one desk whilst you are working. And the fact that you get to collaborate with lots of different companies, like just generally chatting to people in the kitchen whilst you're making a coffee, and just finding about who they are and what they do as well within sort of the Swindon community. So yes, we love being at Workshed.
I think that's what we've all missed, isn't it? Just those kind of coffee moments at the coffee machine where you have an impromptu chat, you learn loads about a company, and you might all of a sudden start collaborating or go for a coffee outside together or something. I think we've all missed that. So it's great that we can start getting back to it. And I think as of this week, we've got some schools go back for one day, don't they? And some are back fully next week. So fingers crossed with the schools going back as well. We're going to see a lot more people in the office and out and about. Katie, you are sponsoring the Superstar Award, aren't you? The Future Tech Superstar Award for the Techies this year.
We are indeed.
Your company, Integra, is very important to you to support young talent, and you've got lots of apprentices, haven't you, within the business?
We have, yes, and we've even got, former apprentices within the business that are now sort of working their way through to sort of senior roles. But yes, we are definitely pro nurturing talent, no matter what age, but specifically young people were coming in through the ranks, and especially sort of the effect that COVID has had at the moment with their future opportunities. It's definitely something as an organisation we're wanting to encourage, specifically within the tech sector.
Yeah, so if you have a future tech superstar in your building, so that could be an apprentice, it's an under 25 category, and it could be that it's a student that's in one of the colleges or at one of the unis that is working on an app or is getting something ready to launch, and can put in a really good case why they should be our 2021 superstar. So yes, we look forward to getting those entries for the Future Tech Superstar Award. You can enter via the Techies website, and a list of all of the 12 categories is there as well for you to have a little bit of info on, but we'll share the link, or it's already shared in the chat for you to take a look if anybody in the room hasn't looked at the categories and is looking to enter. But thanks for hopping on the stage, Katie, and I look forward to seeing you in person soon. I'm just going to go back to Mirabelle quickly, and Mirabelle, you've been a Techies judge for a while now, since the inception, and we are 4 years into hosting the Techies Awards. Can you tell me what you're looking forward to seeing this year?
Just the variety of applications that we get, and the depth of information, the way that it's quite varied. I've got to be honest about the applications. There are some and it may be due to time constraints or whatever, but there are some which are a bit thrown together, and it's either that people haven't got the experience of doing applications, but there's a bit of reading through them as a judge, because we take a long time to read through every application, and we're quite conscious of the effort that's gone into these things. And the ones where people have made a true effort to express what they do, how they do it, how they're engaging with their kind of community and the specifics of their tech, depending on what the award is for, specifically, because they're all quite different. But just getting into those applications and reading about the exciting stuff that people are doing, because it's always quite an eye-opener as to what's happening in Swindon and Wiltshire, and there's always a few newcomers, and it's just amazing to it's a huge privilege actually to be able to look at that information and the effort that people go to put those applications in. So
the amazing thing is, with the job that I do day in, day out, running the business exchange, I hear a lot of stories that other people don't, but I'm still shocked by some of the amazing things that are happening on our doorstep, that without the Techies we wouldn't get to find out some of these amazing things. So really, if you are doing exciting things in your business, do talk about it. And I think tech has become more important than ever through the pandemic, and we've all found ways to innovate to survive. So I think everybody can say that they could enter a Techie this year in one way or another with something that they're doing in their business. So get your thinking caps on, folks. We're really looking forward to getting all your entries in before the closing date, which is the 17th of September. Before we move on and have a little chat with James, who's also one of our judges, I know that there's a few things. You've got an offer, haven't you, that you wanted to share with us, Jenna, for anybody who's interested?
Yeah, we have. We've got a really great offer actually at the moment, where we are offering 50% off all of our co-working packages, including just day co-work. And that's to anyone that signs up before the end of September, and that lasts until the 31st of December. And we've also got 50% off of our 2 larger offices, which are 750 square foot. So we've got 50% off of those. So anyone that is looking to come down to the Workshed, feel free to send across an email to me. We'd love to have you here, even if it's just for a day, just to see if you like it.
Brilliant. Well, Jenna, if you want to put your email address in the chat, then people can connect with you. I will, I think if you go to the reception desk, but not now because we're on the stage, I put all of the details of the Workshed as well. So do connect. You're doing in-person tours at the moment, aren't you, Jenna?
Yes, yeah.
So
we love to see everyone. Come on down, and we can do a little tour. We can grab a coffee in the kitchen. It'll be lovely to see you.
Brilliant. Thank you. Well, thank you for giving us an insight into what goes on at the Workshed. And I'm looking forward to coming down and seeing you all in person soon.
Yes.
But thank you, girls. I'm going to now invite James up onto the stage, who's one of our judges. James he has been one of our judges since the beginning as well. Thanks, James, for joining us this evening. So I can't believe that it's September.
I know, it's another year. It's a bit scary, isn't it? It seems like 5 minutes ago we were holding the Techies last year in the midst of everything, and now it's another year, but it's really good. It means we get to go all over again.
Exactly. And we've got some exciting things to announce about the Techies and the plans for this year in a minute. But James, I know obviously, like Mirabelle, you've been involved with the Techies since the beginning. James, what would your top tips be to anyone entering?
So I've got a few, actually. It was brilliant to hear Integra there talking about their grow your own talent ethos, because that's something I'm really, really passionate about. It's something we've done at System Magic for over 20 years. It's the way to grow a business, if you ask me. So I'm hoping that the Future Tech Superstar category is going to be really hotly contested again this year. That one's always really difficult to judge because they're all superstars. But if anyone has got any trainees, apprentices, anything like that, graduates, please do put them forward, because it gives the entrance such a boost as well for being shortlisted and winning and things. So I think that's a really good category. So I think all of us judges, we're really excited to go again and to read all the entries. And one of the things that I think is really important to get across to people is that it would be really hard to find such a supportive judging panel elsewhere. I know most judging panels are going to say this, but genuinely, we are really supportive of all the entries. There's no agendas on the judging panel. No one comes with any foregone conclusions of who they want to win. It is a really ethical judging process, and we work really hard on it. So for anyone that's thinking, oh, well, I don't know any of the judges, or I do know the judges, which means they'll vote for me or against me, honestly, it's a really transparent judging process. So please do put yourself in, even if you're feeling that way. I think it's really important, particularly this year, to celebrate what everyone's been up to over the last 12 months. It's been an interesting 12 months for everyone. The tech sector has thrived in some areas and struggled in others, and I think now is the time that we need to be celebrating. So sometimes your entry can be more than just an entry to win an award. It can actually be a chance to reflect on what you've done as a business and to celebrate internally. So it can be quite a cathartic process as well. So do use it for that. In terms of the actual entries, I think, like Mirabelle was saying, we get all kinds of entries from massive long essays to bullet points. We don't mind bullet pointed entries as long as some effort has gone into them. There's some that are 3 lines long and you can see they've been copy pasted from the website, which is a little bit of a shame, because we've had entries in the past where the business should be a winner, but their entry doesn't tell us that. And we spend, I mean, each judge probably spends a couple of days reading these entries before we get together and go through them as a group. So we can't be, you can't rely on us to go and research your business. We really do need you to present that for us. So a couple of the ideas that I'd come up with is, we see a lot of people saying we're brilliant at customer service. Well, instead of just saying we're brilliant at customer service, why not give us some statistics? Over 80% of our feedback is at an amazing level, or we get 20 testimonials a month, or our Google reviews are all 5 stars. Some real evidence that we can get our teeth into. Or rather than we're amazing, why not our customers say we're amazing and here's some testimonials? It really adds some meat to the bones there. It's really worth thinking about the category that you're going in for, and you can go in for multiple categories as well. If you do go in for multiple categories, it's really worth doing a slightly tailored entry for each category. We see a lot of people that do a really good first category entry and then almost copy and paste it 3 or 4 times. And the categories are so diverse, it's really difficult to judge the same entry across the different categories. So if you're talking about the data categories, give us some data. If we're talking about tech superstars, focus on the individual. If we're talking about customer service, focus on your customers. It might seem quite obvious, but we do get a lot of copy and pasted entries. So, I mean, really, in summary, if you're on the fence about should you apply, should you not, I genuinely think everyone should. Not just because you're up for an award, you can be shortlisted, you can win something, which is brilliant, but also because of that process. It can be really, really healthy for you, healthy for your team, healthy for your business to go through and really celebrate all the cool and good things you've achieved over the last 12 months.
It's an opportunity to connect with new people in our community. What we try and encourage as part of the Techies is to people to get to understand and know some of these businesses in the community, and to, yes, some of you may have overlapping services, but how are you different? You all have different approaches, and how could you potentially work together? You could have a coffee and there might not be anything in it, but it's always good to have that coffee and see if there is something, because you never know what it's going to lead to.
There's 2 or 3 companies that have been Techies winners before that we refer work to and or we receive referrals from, and on paper we're direct competitors, but actually working with these people, getting to know them, getting to like them, it can be really good for business. And those are people I've met or got to know through the Techies. So it can really drive your business forward.
And the other thing as well is it's a really good opportunity for some great PR. You can get featured in the Business Exchange. We will really promote you. We do lots of Q&As with businesses, do lots of things in print, online, and promote you on social media as well. It gives you an opportunity to talk to other press about exciting things that you're doing. So use it as a real opportunity to showcase that you are a finalist or a winner. And being a finalist equals as much as being a winner, because that shortlist is really tough to get to each year. I'm not on the judging panel, but I listen to the judges making their decisions.
You just provide the pizza and the chocolate, basically.
Yes. So we've got a great mix of judges on our panel. So Kate Westbrook is in the room tonight. She's partner and head of commercial at Thrings Solicitors, and Thrings are also sponsors of the Techies. We've also got Kat Wellham Kent, who I don't think's here tonight, who's our new judge for this year, and she's Business Services Director at Monaghan's as her day job. Obviously Mirabelle, who you met this evening. We've also got Ali had a visitor, who is the Business Support Specialist at Acorn Biz Solutions, and actually Ali is a fascinating character. He's ran a pistachio business, a very successful pistachio business in Wiltshire for many years before doing the work he does now. And he's also James's landlord, where System Magic is based in Bradford-on-Avon. So yes, and also he's worked at many of the universities or associated.
I think he's back now. Actually, I think he's got a new job at Bath Uni again for his sons. He can't keep away.
So he's a good character, no, that's for sure. And also Paddy Bradley, who is CEO of the Swindon and Wiltshire Local Enterprise Partnership. And all of our judges are really passionate about connecting people, supporting one another. If you've got any questions and you think that their skill set might be able to help you, they're always willing to have a little chat with you and to see how they can support you with an idea. This is very much a community that we've built over the last, this is the fourth year of the last 3-4 years, to really connect this community. And we've had so many exciting businesses that we've put the spotlight on over the years, and we're really looking forward to doing that again this year. As I said before, there are 12 categories to enter. There's Flying the Flag for Swindon and Wiltshire Tech. There's the Best Tech Support Service category. Now, James can tell you all about that. Lots of businesses or support services have been raising lots of tickets through lockdown. You had your most ever, didn't you?
Yeah, I think was it March, April time? That was horrendous. But we got through it. It was good.
So
people need to celebrate that after the year we've been through.
Yeah, you need to enter to support your teams, that's for sure, for all the hard work they've been doing. Then the Future Tech Superstar category, which we mentioned, which is the under 25s. We've got Best Tech Startup, Best Tech Security, Social Impact Award, Most Innovative Tech Solution, Best User Experience, the Cutting It Award, which recognises emerging technology, the Using Tech to Transform Business Award, Driven by Data, and Tech Team of the Year. So 12 categories, lots of opportunities to enter. And the thing is as well, it's not, you don't need to be a tech specific firm to enter. You could be a firm that works in finance, that works in pharmaceuticals, that is doing exciting things with tech. Maybe it's an app that you've developed that is helping connect people in different ways. So do have a little think about what you've been doing within your business and if you would be suitable for the categories. So yeah, we look forward to getting your entries. 17th of September. The stop clock is on now, isn't it? Gosh, time is running away with us. So we're really looking forward to getting those entries in and celebrating on awards night. Now, James, whilst I've got you on stage, I haven't told you all about the exciting things we have planned for the Techies this year. Now, the Techies this year, I have looked at what's going on and how everybody is feeling. And I really think that this year we're not in a space where we can get 150 people in a room. I think that everybody's a little bit nervous still. We're not quite sure how things are going to go through the winter months, and we all want to protect our teams and look after our reputations as well. So we are taking the Techies virtual again this year, but it will be virtual with live elements. We were completely live last year, but what I mean is interactive elements. We are going to be live from a studio as we planned to last year, but because of lockdown, I ended up hosting it from home, which was interesting, but we did it. So I'm looking forward to heading to Swindon and using the Sandstorm studios and getting our judges and everybody into there to present the awards. We have Chris Dawes from Open Doors Training. He's also a presenter in his spare time as well. And he's going to be presenting the awards for us this time. And we are going to be asking you all to get your team in the office and celebrate together on the night. We'll be putting together special packs that we did last year as well, with produce from across the county, flying the flag for Swindon and Wiltshire, and making sure that you all celebrate together in your rooms. We'll be getting you to share your screens with what you're doing when you are announced. So we want a real sense of community, even though we're not in the room together.
I remember Green Machine were very good at that last year. So the bar has been set.
So, yeah, you're in competition with Green Machine for the excitement that they created on stage, that's for sure. And we are going to be inviting all of our winners and finalists to a special dinner with restricted numbers post-event, so post awards night. So it's an opportunity for everyone to get together, meet the judges, and meet properly, but just on that smaller scale, because we think it's the right thing to do this year. But really excited to see you all on screen, which will be the 4th of November this year, and it will be a few weeks later. I will announce the date very soon that we host the dinner. So really looking forward to that. The Techies wouldn't be possible without our sponsors, so I'm just going to do a little bit of a shout out to our sponsors and supporters before we do some networking. But thank you to Set Squared. Andrea Kelly is in the room this evening. Rings, Kate Westbrook is in the room this evening. Nategra, Katie is in the room. She was on stage earlier. Kat Wellham Kent, I don't think she's here from Monaghan's, but thanks to MHA Monaghan's as well. And one of our supporters is Lucy Payne from Tech Swindon. And I've got an announcement for Tech Swindon, hot off the press. Lucy couldn't be with us this evening, but there's a bit of an evolution with Tech Swindon, and it's going to have a new name in the coming weeks, and it's going to be renamed Tech Spark Swindon and Wiltshire. So connect with Lucy. I know lots of you have met her anyway, but there'll be new events and things coming up as part of that. And a huge thanks as well to our headline sponsor, which is the Swindon and Wiltshire Local Enterprise Partnership, who have supported us since the beginning as well. So we're really looking forward to getting everyone in the room and celebrating with you on the 4th of November. Well, James, thanks for coming and giving your tips this evening. No worries,
always happy.
I'm going to do a few more shout outs before we go to networking, but I will see you soon, James.
See you soon. Bye.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention a few little things this evening before we go to networking, one of which is Engage, Evolve, Go, which is the LEP's first virtual conference, which is happening on Thursday, the 7th of October. The headline sponsors, or speakers rather, are Jim Lawless, who I don't know if you've read his book before, but I've seen him myself in person. He's brilliant, and he will empower you to do things that you never thought you could do. So he's definitely well worth a listen. And we've also got Dr. Nicola Millard, who is the Principal Innovation Partner at BT, and a speaker, writer and researcher on innovation in customer experience and the future of work. And I think we're all in this hybrid scenario at the moment, aren't we? So it'd be brilliant to hear Nicola's views on that at the conference. So that's Thursday, the 7th of October, virtually being hosted through Hopin. If you'd like to sign up, I'm just going to pop into the chat. Oh, it won't work. I'll do it in a minute. I'll pop into the chat the link for that, so you can sign up and take a look at it. And also Set Squared have got some great workouts to support entrepreneurs and latter stage of businesses that are really innovating and taking their business to the next level and scaling up. They've got some dates coming up in the next few months. So there's dates for entrepreneurs workshops, 4th, 5th and 8th of October, half day, only a few spaces left. And then the innovation workshops or workouts are full days, and they are taking place on the 8th and 9th of November. So I'll share those details in the chat. Oh, Andrea has already done it. Thank you. So yeah, please do connect with Andrea. I know that we've had Chris from Mintivo in the room before, talking about how amazing the workshops are and how great the support is from Set Squared. So do check that out. And thanks all for joining us this evening. I'm going to hop off here and hop in and get networking with you all. But get entering the Techies, and we look forward to celebrating with you on the 4th of October if we don't see you before. Take care.